Picture this. It is January 15, 1919, in the bustling north end of Boston. Workers are going about their day when suddenly a massive storage tank containing over 2 million gallons of thick molasses bursts without warning. A huge wave of sweet, sticky syrup surges through the streets at 35 miles per hour, covering everything in its path, turning the entire neighborhood into a gooey, chaotic wonderland. The molasses was meant for rum production, but poor construction and pressure from fermentation caused the tank to give way. Cleanup took weeks because the stuff hardened in the winter cold, and rescuers had to use pumps and even special tools to clear it all away. Dramatic music swells with swirling sounds. Can you imagine the smell, the stickiness, the sheer absurdity of an entire city block suddenly coated in candy? This event led to major lawsuits, stricter engineering standards, and even changed building codes forever. Historians still debate the exact cause, but the disruption was real and unforgettable. Yet as surprising as that is, it is only our starting point, because history has way more insanity in store. But hold on tight, because our next story takes us all the way back to the year 897 in Rome, where politics got so dramatic it involved an extraordinary court session. This is the famous Cadaver Synod, one of the most unusual chapters in papal history. Pope Stephen VI had a huge grudge against his predecessor, Pope Formosus, who had passed away months earlier. So what did Stephen do? He ordered the remains of Formosus to be brought from its resting place, dressed in full papal robes, propped up on a throne in the Lateran Palace, and placed on trial for serious accusations. Witnesses described the scene as Stephen shouted charges, declared guilt, and ordered the figure removed and placed into the river nearby. The whole event was so unusual that later popes tried to erase it from records, but it is documented in contemporary chronicles. Imagine the grand palace, the dramatic accusations, the sheer boldness in the name of power. This was not some dark tale. It was real medieval politics at its most surprising level. The Cadaver Synod shows just how far leaders would go for control, and it remains one of the wildest power struggles ever recorded. But if you think that is surprising, wait until entire towns start moving in uncontrollable rhythms for no clear reason. Fast forward to July 1518 in the city of Strasbourg, then part of the Holy Roman Empire, and you have one of the most mysterious group events in history, the Dancing Plague. It all started when a woman named Frau Trophia began moving and dancing in the street for hours on end, with no music playing. Within days, dozens more joined her, then hundreds, moving non-stop day and night for weeks, some for over a month straight. Authorities were completely puzzled. They even built a stage and hired musicians, thinking it would help everyone dance it out. But it only seemed to spread further. Doctors at the time blamed everything from hot blood to strange bread issues, or even unseen forces. But modern historians lean toward a shared psychological reaction, triggered by extreme stress, famine, and challenges in the region. Eyewitness accounts from chroniclers like Sebastian Brandt describe the people moving continuously, their feet sore, yet unable to pause. The event finally calmed after about 2 months, but no one knows exactly why. This was not a celebration. It was a puzzling wave of non-stop movement that sounds like something out of a mystery story. Historians have studied similar occurrences, but the 1518 event remains the largest and most detailed. If that does not amaze you, our next tale proves that sometimes humans face unexpected challenges from nature itself. Australia in 1932, during the Great Depression, faced a serious situation with large numbers of emus, those giant flightless birds moving across Western Australia and affecting wheat crops. So the government decided to take strong action. They sent soldiers armed with machine guns under Major G.P.W. Meredith to manage the emu numbers in what became known as the Great Emu War. The plan was straightforward: But the emus proved incredibly clever. They scattered in small, fast groups at speeds up to 50 kilometers per hour, dodged efforts skillfully, and kept moving even when approached. After a month of action, the soldiers had used thousands of rounds, but the emus continued their patterns effectively. The operation was eventually paused, and newspapers highlighted the surprising outcome. Official reports admitted the birds showed remarkable ability to adapt. Farmers later used fences instead. This event highlights the fun absurdity of applying big tactics to wildlife, and became a symbol of respecting nature. Veterans of the effort later laughed about it, but it cost real time and resources. If birds can create such memorable moments, imagine what happened when a tiny animal created total chaos for one of history's greatest leaders. In 1807, after a successful military campaign, Napoleon Bonaparte decided to celebrate with a rabbit hunt organized by his chief of staff. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. The rabbits released for the hunt were tame, domesticated ones, expecting food from people. Instead of running away, hundreds of rabbits swarmed Napoleon and his men, climbing up legs, nibbling at boots, and generally turning the gathering into a fluffy whirlwind. Napoleon reportedly waved his riding crop while his guards tried to gently guide them away. But the bunnies kept coming until the hunt was called off in complete surprise. Eyewitnesses described the furry gathering as one of the most memorable moments of Napoleon's life, and the story spread across Europe as a light-hearted tale. Historians confirm it through letters and memoirs from the period, noting how the tame rabbits mistook the group for feeders. This tiny event humanizes the military genius as someone who could be outmaneuvered by soft, friendly animals. The moment event inspired cartoons and stories for centuries. From rabbits to surprising blasts, our next event was anything but small. On December 6, 1917, in Halifax Harbor, Canada, two ships came together during World War I, one carrying materials for the war effort. The result was the largest man-made blast before later powerful events, equivalent to a huge release of energy. The explosion shook parts of the city, created a 60-foot wave, and caused a massive, bright flash visible for miles. Flying pieces affected the area, leading to important medical discoveries that are still used today. The blast also helped establish support organizations and advance treatments for burns and other needs. Survivors described windows breaking far away and the ground shaking like a strong tremor. The ship involved was packed with various compounds, a floating cargo that reacted after fire spread. Investigations pointed to communication issues and wartime speed. This event reshaped Halifax and even influenced maritime rules worldwide. Yet, as powerful as it was, it pales in comparison to the sheer medieval. Surprise of our next story. In 1184, during a grand royal gathering in Erfurt, Germany, King Henry VI of the Holy Roman Empire brought nobles and bishops together in a wooden building to discuss important matters. The floor suddenly gave way under the weight, sending everyone tumbling into the large space below, a giant area used for waste. Around 60 high-ranking figures found themselves in an unforgettable, messy situation, including bishops and counts, turning a serious political meeting into one of history's most surprising accidents. Chroniclers described the shouts, the confusion, and the chaos as helpers worked to sort everything out. The event, known as the Erfurt latrine disaster, caused major political shifts because so many influential people were suddenly affected. It highlighted the risks of medieval building choices and became a cautionary tale about careful planning. The king himself barely avoided the fall. This story proves that even the most powerful could face the most unexpected and undignified moments. But if you think that is low, wait until a simple pet chase nearly sparks a bigger conflict. In 1925, on the border between Greece and Bulgaria, a Greek soldier followed his stray dog across the line into Bulgarian territory. Bulgarian border guards reacted, and the situation quickly grew. The whole event became known as the War of the Stray Dog, or Incident at Petrich. Greek forces moved forward, brief action took place, and the matter drew international attention before the League of Nations stepped in to help restore calm. Tense border music with light dog barking sound effect. The entire situation lasted just a few days, but showed how fragile post-World War I borders could be, and how a small, everyday moment could lead to bigger tensions. Diplomatic records and newspaper reports confirm the unusual trigger, and it remains a perfect example of how quick escalation can happen from something minor. The soldier's name was recorded, and the dog's path became part of history. This proves small sparks can create surprising ripples. Speaking of standing strong through impossible moments, our ninth story is about a man who faced two enormous challenges and came through both. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was an ordinary Japanese engineer in 1945 when he found himself near the first major wartime blast in Hiroshima on August 6th. Affected and determined, he made his way home to Nagasaki, only to experience the second blast 3 days later on August 9th. He was within 2 miles of both events, yet lived to age 93, becoming the only officially recognized person to have been present at both. He described the bright flashes, the clouds rising, and the difficult times that followed. But he raised a family, worked hard, and spoke out for peace until his passing in 2010. Japanese government records, medical files, and his own detailed accounts verify every part of the story. He even appeared in documentaries, urging understanding and calm. His experience is a powerful reminder of human strength and the importance of peace. If that is not unbelievable enough, our final tale involves an entire village caught in non-stop laughter for months. In 1962, in the small village of Kashasha, Tanganyika, now Tanzania, 3 schoolgirls began laughing brightly for no obvious reason. Within days, the laughter spread like a wave, affecting hundreds, then over 1,000 people across nearby villages, lasting up to 18 full months. Schools closed, businesses paused, and communities paused, as everyone joined in the bright, contagious laughter, with moments of happy tears and light fainting. Doctors checked thoroughly and found no physical cause. It was a classic example of shared group reaction, fueled by the stresses of changing times and school life after independence. The Tanganyika laughter epidemic is one of the best recorded cases of contagious group energy studied by psychologists worldwide, and mentioned in medical books for decades. It finally faded naturally, but not before leaving a lasting mark on the region and teaching us how emotions can travel quickly through communities. Historians and scientists have compared it to other similar group moments throughout time, showing how stress and close living can create these unforgettable waves. Some theories suggest it helped release built-up tensions in a positive way, while others see it as a natural way for the mind to cope with rapid changes in daily life. Imagine waking up to a whole village smiling and chuckling together for weeks on end. The event even inspired books, plays, and modern discussions on psychology classes today. People still visit the area and share stories passed down from grandparents who experienced the laughter firsthand. It remains a beautiful example of how connected humans truly are, and how something as simple as joy can unite everyone in the most unexpected ways. Researchers continue to explore the exact triggers, but the warmth and unity it created is remembered fondly by those involved. This final story perfectly wraps our list, because it shows that even in the strangest moments, there can be light and laughter waiting to spread. And that is the real magic of these historical surprises. If this video helped you, make sure to like it. It really supports the channel. Subscribe for more videos like this, and share it with someone who'd benefit. Thanks for watching, See you in the next one.